So, it's been nearly a year since I made a video stating that AI will be the biggest opportunity we'll ever get in our lifetime. And since then, the tech has improved in ways that we couldn't even imagine back then. And naturally, the smart ones have built businesses on top of this and have thrived in this era of AI. And since then, I haven't felt a big change. I haven't felt that anything's really come out to push the envelope, especially in terms of business opportunities. Until now. OpenAI recently revealed a new feature called GPTs, and I truly believe this is the biggest money-making opportunity to come out of the AI space since the launch of ChatGPT entirely. If you haven't come across this yet, luckily for you, you found this video. And if you have, you probably haven't realized that the version they're showing everyone of GPTs isn't the one that's going to make the biggest impact. There's a more advanced API version of GPTs that's going to create the real value. And I keep finding myself asking, why is nobody talking about this? So I decided that I'll do it myself. What I'm going to do in this video is explain exactly what this is, why I think this particular feature alone is the single biggest opportunity to make money using AI right now. I'll show you a demo of how you can use your own custom version of GPTs to create whatever you want, and of course, give you a few business ideas and ways that you can make money using this. So, let's get into it. Last week, OpenAI had their first Dev Day conference in which they announced a bunch of features, but most notably GPTs. If you've seen my previous videos, you'll know that one of the business models I recommend and I've seen people have success with is creating custom chatbots trained on a client's data. So for example, creating a human-like chatbot for teachers to use to create tests for their students based on their specific data. Or creating a customer service chatbot that can be implemented directly onto a client's site without the need for human interaction. These are some real life examples I've had come to me in my agency. And usually we use a combination of OpenAI, Zapier, BotPress, and sometimes Make.com to make this all work and function for the customer's needs. It's complex. Having API calls between 3 or 4 different technologies can get very, very difficult. The reason I'm telling you this is because this has all been replaced by one single piece of technology, GPTs. There are custom versions of ChatGPT that combine instructions and custom data which can be tweaked to your personal preference. Now, you can look at this in 2 different ways. Firstly, all the businesses and agencies that were offering this as a service have been replaced by the single biggest platform in the world, OpenAI. If the average user learned how to do this, there's no need for this business model anymore. Maybe they're about to cancel every contract with an AI agency, the business model is done, and it's time to move on to something new. The second perspective, however, is that this has now been made extremely easy for these business owners. Although the average person can log into ChatGPT and make one of these for themselves, the reality is that creating a custom solution that needs maintaining, updating, and can be exported to a customer's website is either too much hassle or too technical for the average business owner. So, even though OpenAI are doing their job and making a simple version of this for the average user, for me and you, we're here to leverage the backend, the APIs, the more powerful version of GPTs. And I'm about to show you how. But first, let me show you the simplest way that people will be making money from this. And then we can discuss about where the true potential lies. Now, with this first method, there will be a lot of competition. Anyone with the ChatGPT Plus membership will be able to do this pretty easily. So part of the announcement that OpenAI made is that they're going to be opening a GPT store. This will be accessible by anyone who can log into ChatGPT, where you can buy or sell these GPTs that you create. And thousands of people have already started making their own custom GPTs ready for when the store gets released. From copywriters to interpreters and even YouTube summarizers. And these will be directly accessed on the ChatGPT platform itself. So this is the first way that you might be able to capitalize on this new advancement. You can create your own GPT, put it up on the store, and there'll be a revenue share program between you and OpenAI, where if a customer comes and uses your custom GPT, they will be charged for that, and OpenAI will take a cut, and you will also get a cut. And as good as this isn't where I think the potential really lies. Reason being, firstly, these have to be accessed directly from the ChatGPT website itself. You're not going to charge a customer to log into someone else's website. Secondly, looking closer to that, your customer base is narrowed down to only those who know or have a ChatGPT account. This could potentially mean that your average business owner will never see your GPT. The aim for us as a product or service provider is to give the user a unique experience that's very, very easy. Now this can be achieved by what they call the Assistants API. Now I'm going to jump over to the screen here and show you guys an example of how this works. I'm using the OpenAI Playground, which is an environment that helps you create your own assistant, test it out before exporting it to a website or a client's website, an app, whatever. I'll leave a link in the description to access this, and also a link to the files and instructions that I use to train this specific chatbot. Okay, so I'm here on the Assistants API. As you can see, I've created an AI assistant called Your Friendly AI Teacher. This basically is an assistant that helps teachers create lesson plans, quizzes, exams, and other study documentations based on the data that I upload here. So I've created my instructions. I've chosen a model of GPT to use. I don't have access to GPT-4 at the moment. It's they've stopped people from signing up. But this model here allows you to turn on what's called retrieval, which is basically learning from the data that's attached in these files here. So if I just say hi, you'll see the assistant says, I see you've uploaded a file. How can I assist you today? You may notice that using the GPT 3.5 model is a little bit slower than GPT-4. So if you have access to that, I recommend using that instead. Okay, so you can see the GPT has done its thing. Okay, so it's come up with a test which has two multiple choice questions, one short answer, and one essay question. And this is all based on everything that's in this doc here, which is pretty simple, right? I think you'd say so. Now, this didn't take me that long to create. And this playground is a good way of really testing out your data, your assistant, and you can save it and have it ready to be exported via the APIs. What's key here is that you're able to make these assistants, save them, and then access them via the API on any app or website that you create. Meaning you can tailor this or any other application specifically to your client and only their data, and only they can access it. No one else can. Now, this is one simple example, but these bots can be created to be as simple or as complex as you would like. For example, how about creating a chatbot for lawyers that goes through files and checks for inconsistencies? Or maybe creating a chatbot which has a list of medicines and symptoms and helps doctors analyze what medicine to give to someone who has specific symptoms. You see, the opportunities are endless here. Once you sit down, have a think, get your head around this, you can really create a chatbot for any industry out there. This is truly an incredible piece of technology and has the potential to make you a lot of money. And speaking of making money, here are a few ways you can do that. Number one, you can create a product and sell it to specific businesses. So if you understand the sector very well, you understand the needs of doctors, lawyers, whatever, you can create a bot that's tailored to them and sell it to them as something they can subscribe to or buy off you, and it fits their need, and all you do is maintain it. Number two, offer this as a service. So similar to my business, you become the one who creates these chatbots. You sit down with businesses, understand their requirements, and you being the expert, you know what's possible and what's not. They'll pay you a premium to look after it, upgrade it, maintain it, that kind of thing. And number three, you can cash in using this skill. Go on Fiverr, Upwork, or go to clients directly and be a freelancer. Offer this service and get paid for it. This is an opportunity I'm extremely excited by, and I truly believe will make a lot of people a lot of money. So I implore you, before it's too late, take some time, learn this skill, find a gap in the market where you can really implement this and close it, and let's make this money and change our lives together. I hope you guys found this valuable. If you did, let me know in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe. Peace.